Hey crafty friends, it's Sharon Leska back from My Crafty Greetings, and if you haven't guessed, I'm back in the snowy Canadian North. No more sunny Myrtle Beach for me, at least for the moment. Anyways, I am dedicating this video today to all you crafty folks out there who have disasters in your craft rooms. I would like to say specifically to Trisha Podmore and Denise Bilquin, gals, this one's for you. This was one heck of a day in the craft room, and boy, oh boy. So let's get at it. I put in an order to Just Pigments and had them send a whole pile of pigments to my house because, of course, if you haven't figured out now, I'm a little bit of a mad scientist in the craft room, and I'll try anything once. I've been referred to as the crafty MacGyver, and I do like to make my potions and find unique and different ways to do things. Some of you may recognize these pots. They're from Jacquard, and you can get them in a set at some of the big box stores. And these cute little packs that came from Just Pigments, I had noticed that when I got them, they seemed really small. And I got myself all excited and bent out of shape and thought, boy, oh boy, that's not very much at all. But I'm going to show you here, and just so that you all aren't fooled by what I was fooled by. They have a number of really fantastic pigments. And this one is a chromacolor pigment, I believe. It is one of the unique ones, so it's actually a smaller volume than what would come in the pots that you'd buy at the big box stores. And once I put them in the same container here, you're actually going to see how sparkly they are, but that there is very much a similar volume of pigment. And I bought myself a bunch of bottles so I could make myself a bunch of cool things, and I bought myself a pot of clear leveling gel from Golden. If you get something that's glossy, you can mix it together too and make some of the funky things that I'm about to put together here. But there's some Pearlex there, and that also is by Jacquard. So yeah, there's the first disaster. Okay, the one thing to note is you don't want to confuse this with Perfect Pearls. Perfect Pearls has a binding agent in it and is meant to be mixed with water. If you're going to go mixing it with other chemicals, it might go disastrously wrong, and disastrously wrong in the waste your supplies kind of category. And ask me how I know. I've tried it and I got some lumpy, sticky messes. These micas are available by a lot of different companies. Just Pigments, though, is my current favorite supplier, and of course this is one of my very, very favorite pigments here, or micas. Super pretty, and it comes in the larger bag, lots that you can share with your friends and do lots of extra projects here. Now this is Clear Gloss Self-Leveling Gel by Golden. It is available online. It's no longer available in the big box stores. If you're getting something from the big box stores, you're probably going to be looking for the Golden Gloss Medium, which is a little bit more runny. Not that this doesn't already look runny enough. But if you got the Gloss Medium, you can mix it with the Gloss Gel Medium. And that would make it a better consistency and maybe even a little bit more thicker consistency than what I've got. Yeah, I'm going to take this and I'm going to roll it up in kind of a baker's piping bag so that I can just go and supposedly easily squeeze it into my bottle. This is my third mix here, and I thought I'd tape it for you guys, and of course the one that I decided to tape has gone disastrously wrong. And of course, why do they make the holes in the bottle so small? Like, seriously. It didn't seem to be a problem before when I didn't overmix product, but now all of a sudden I'm cursing the whole size. So nonetheless, all my drippy drops are not going to go to waste. I will scoop them up with paper here and go ahead and use them up for later projects. And I'm gonna just squeeze this in my bottle. I did pretty good, and I'm not going to waste any of this. I'm going to do a smoosh with this and squish it all around. Now this is not the only product that you can make with micas, and it's not the only mica source that you can have. There are makeups out there like at the dollar store that you can take and try those as well. You can use glitter from your craft room, but some of the bases that you can use, and I'm just going to throw all kinds of neat little bits on top of this since it's sticky. Some of the bases that you can use are glossy accent. There are Liquitex bases. Try putting a little bit of the mica in a bottle and spraying it. If you want, you can add multi-matte medium with it and make sure it sticks really well to your project. Add a little ink and you'll get even more color. And you can also mix it into your embossing gels if you're going to be doing some stenciling. So hopefully your desk doesn't look like my desk by the time you're done giving this a try. I could have put a protective paper down, but I did not nonetheless. So this is one of the papers that I did with one of the purple shimmer micas. And again, I'm just showing that this base can be used not only for the micas, but think about your glitters as well. I use this white glitter here and mix them together to make a Stickles style gel or a Nuevo style thing. And then I also took that Pearl-Ex that had dumped out of the container and mixed myself up a bottle with that. So I'm just showing you here, this is the glitter in the drops that I've made. And I also am showing that I made the gold that I mixed together that's all over the top of the desk, and that's what the gold dots would look like if I was to do Nuevo dots, but or Nuevo style dots. Now I went and took my smooshed piece here where I added all the glitter and also put on little accent dots and little lines. This is a glitter piece that I did smooshed, and then I had taken this, and as a first project I ink blended this sheet, embossed it with an old Stampin' Up! Embossing folder, and then filled in those little hearts with the purple drops. This particular one, it was an effort at me ink smooshing, which I don't know why I can't ink smoosh, so I decided to water down ink and water down my mica gel here and splatter it all over the place, and we're gonna make some projects. So here's my first card that I'm going to do. I've got a couple labels cut out here, and I cut out a bunch of leaves. I'm sure we all have leaves in our stash. I think this one was from Sizzix. And then I pulled a few flowers that were pre-assembled and punched out of my drawer. And I'm gonna do a little trick here with these labels. And I always like to try and stretch my supplies and look at things as many different ways as I can to try and get something more. It's nice to have one thing, but it's always nice to get many things. And I think that's why I like buying the basics and making things myself, is so that I can get some good mileage. But I really like this trick of quartering one of your labels and then taking the little pieces and spreading them out from the back just a tiny bit to give it some accent, as though you had a slightly larger label to put behind it. And then here's one of my tricks with my mica gels, I guess I'm going to call them. Go ahead and put them all over the accent parts of your die cuts and give them a little smoosh in. And this paper, even though it's just your plain old kind of purpley pink paper, once it's got this gel on it or the micas on it, oh boy does it ever look great. It's a great way of stepping up an accent and making it look like something really, really special. And I've got another technique that I'm going to do with that later. So I'm crossing my fingers and holding my breath. I'm stamping this with Wilted Violet Distress Oxide ink, and whew, that worked. So I'm going to get my background assembled here, and I wanted to have a little slim layer of white, and I always flip it upside down to eyeball it first and see exactly how much. It kind of sets it in my brain where I need to stick it together, and seems to help me get things down straighter or more straight. So I'm ATGing the snot out of the back of this. I've completely lost what I'm doing at this point. And then I go, oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to be adding myself a piece of my packing foam. I actually thought that I was going to put it on the purple background first and then put the packing foam behind that. But I'm going to put the purple piece, well, once I finish fighting with the paper here, I'm going to put the purple piece on my card base here. And I've gotten myself in the habit of always opening my card bases and looking before I stick anything on, because I have had to cut apart far too many cards. So I'm going to take a little bit of ATG, throw it on the back, and this is just think I want to call it crocheting yarn. I think it's the same kind of yarn you use for baby blankets. It's just thin cotton yarn thread, something like that. But I have it in my stash because the ball's pretty cheap and you can take it and do all kinds of funky techniques with it, and this being one of them. If you have Nuevo drops, try this with Nuevo drops on a string. It's really, really neat. You can put it on this string too if you want to take your nonstick mat and gob up your string first and then let it dry before you put it on your project. If that's something that you feel a little safer doing, you could do that instead. This is going to be a little bit of a looser card, so I feel like I'm safe enough to do this, and if it wasn't going to work, I probably could figure something out to make it recover, but voila, I think it looked pretty good. It's gobs of shimmer. Who would like gobs of shimmer plus spatters of shimmer? Anyways, packing foam, yay, I can see through and cut the right size, and this is before I put my new tip on my art glitter glue here. So that's a lot of art glitter glue. I probably could have put 10 projects together with this, but I'm going to give it a gentle squish and coaxing here and make sure that it doesn't come out the front. And then I'm going to take my mica drops, my Sharon drops, and I'm gonna build up the centers of my flowers here, and that's gonna start to tie this whole project together, and you can start to see all the gold glimmer all over the place. Now this is the other thing that you're gonna do with this leaves if you want to try this technique, is get some alcohol ink. And alcohol ink is not just for Yupo paper or acetate. If you're going to put some sort of medium on top of your paper that makes it a bit shiny, you can go ahead and daub on some of this and you will get a very, very unique finish. And your alcohol inks are see-through, so guess what else you can see? Voila, there's all that beautiful mica. I'm going to get these leaves dotted up, and this is going to give a really nice kind of contrast with the project, where you can see that it matches the background color, the background layer, but it pulls something a little bit different in and also pulls the shimmer from the background. And you can see that I recovered myself a bottle from the dollar store here. Maybe in America you guys don't have the same kind of products, but this is our Dollarama here, as opposed to Dollar Tree in the US, has a crazy amount of crafting products, and maybe because for crafting stores we're really hurting in Canada. So, but I grabbed one of those bottles and put my art glitter glue in it, and I feel like I can glue like a boss with that fine tip. I'm just like, want to glue everything now. Like, you know, watch out. If you stay still too long, I'm gonna glue ya. So one of the things I like to do is dry fit my little arrangements here. And if my memory will last me long enough, generally I can remember where I had things as I lift up my flowers to put more pieces down. Sometimes I don't remember, but hopefully it all works out in the end. And yeah, I don't know. I try to make these videos something interesting, and I hope you all enjoy them. And you guys have been so supportive, and my husband kills me every time I say guys, because there's ladies, well, you folks, but then it makes you sound like you're out in the boondocks running around with scarves and rainbows and spinning in circles. I don't know. But anyways, y'all have been so supportive, and I try so hard to make these videos interesting and exciting and something that you would want to watch, because, you know, I just love this community so much, and I love crafting, and I love cards, and I also love watching other people's videos. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's shown me love and loved my videos and subscribed to me and given me support and felt that I was worthy of watching. It makes me feel so good. I had made an effort to try and get on the Save the Crafty YouTuber hop, and I didn't make it, and I was really bummed. I wasn't prepared for how bummed I was, look at my beautiful card though. I wasn't prepared for how bummed I was, but you know, I thought, well, I'll just get right back on it and get out here with some more videos, and I'm gonna keep putting them out, and maybe someday I'll be worthy of saving as a crafty YouTuber, and maybe I'll just continue to grow and I'll save some crafty YouTubers myself. I don't know. Anyways, more packing foam on card number 2. Save the environment. Get yourself packing foam from a store that's throwing it out. And my mode of preference is to ATG the back of everything and throw my packing foam on and then ATG that so I can stick it down. Of course, I put more than one stick on there, but I edited out all the extra sticks. So here it is. I've got a butterfly and I've got a Copic marker. Hopefully nobody's cursing me who loves their Copics that I'm coloring on wood. And I'm taking this purple mica Sharon drop and I'm daubing it on that just the same way that I daubed it onto the leaves before. And I'm going to also use this Hero Arts you're not going to see it. I edited that out too. Look at, I'm edit crazy today. Stamped on Thinking of You from Hero Arts. Great stamp set if you ever get a chance to pick it up. It's got so many great sentiments. And I'm just going to take a little bit of my ATG here, one of my ATG boogers, and I'm going to stick that underneath. And I left this in so that everyone could see when I'm tying things, because I had a friend make a remark to me that when she puts her cards together, they look nothing like mine. And I know when I take out all the fussing and flipping and arranging that I do with things, especially with ribbons or placing my elements around on the front of my card, when you're trying to make a card and you're putting them on, we tend to send the wrong signal on YouTube by making it look like we just put it down in one spot and it's always in the perfect position. It's not. It takes a lot of fussing and farting for me to get this together, and hopefully nobody takes any offense to me saying the other F word besides the fussing one. So big tip too, don't cut any of your ribbons or strings until you're finished doing your final arranging, because once you start touching those things again, they always get frayed, and there are techniques where it looks great frayed and sometimes not so. Oh, I'm just showing I love my art glitter glue again, and that's what I'm using to put on the backs of these. They're still a wee bit sticky because I had coated them in the same day and was trying to hurry up for them to dry. But you can see here though where I filled in the hearts, and I'm also adding that to the butterflies that that pulls those elements together. And you know, the ink blending, which of course my ink blending is not the best, but that's probably why I embossed it and then added the mica drops over the top. And now I'm covering even more of it up with ribbon and with a butterfly, but you know, hey, the card turned out pretty good. At least I think it's a cute card. What do you think? Well, I don't know. I still love my crafting. I still love my card making. I still love everybody out there who supports me. Thank you so much for joining me on this mad adventure today. And if you haven't subscribed, I sure love it if you would. Bye.